resources. There's a chef documentation from where you can go and get the resources. So a cookbook, what we did was we created a cookbook and we executed it locally. But what happens in real time is we have a chef server. So we can have a local chef server that we install ourselves, or we can use a hosted chef server. Okay, so the installation or setting up of the chef server of hosted and in local is different. Right? Otherwise, from a usage point of view, it's exactly same. Okay, so first today I'll show you how to use a hosted chef account and how to push your cookbook to hosted chef account and then run it on a node. All the latest code on the node, how the node fetches the latest code, bootstrapping, and all those procedure I'll show you today. All right, yeah, so give me a minute. I'll fetch few things from my system.
So Imran, did you send a document yesterday about the one that you explained about yesterday's class?
Yeah, I did send you. You did not get it?
No.
Hold on, let me check.
Okay.
So there's a document. I have provided you all the link where you can go ahead and practice. Just hold on, Chef Basics. Yeah, I sent you two documents actually yesterday. One was the slideshow that I was showing you, and the other one was downloading Chef DK link and the basic of Chef and configuring packages and creating cookbook from a recipe. I did send you. Did you not receive that?
No, I did not receive any of them yesterday.
Nobody received it?
Just give me a minute.
No.
No.
That's bad. Okay. Okay, let me check. I'll make sure you get everything today.
Yeah, thanks, Imran.
Imran, as you said, like web hosted, we need to purchase that one, right? You said yesterday.
So we are going to use free account, so we can manage 5 nodes freely. After 5 nodes, it's chargeable.
Oh.
Okay, so anyways, we're going to manage 1 or 2 nodes, so we can do it freely. We can at least test it freely, right? But when it comes to using it real time for lots of nodes, then we have to pay some money, of course.
The only thing is the admin part, they will support, right? That's what.
Yes. That's the only benefit. Apart from that, I don't see any other benefit there.
Okay. Thank you.
We have the cookbook, okay, or we can download some freely available cookbooks. I'll show you how to download those things, so we don't waste time in writing cookbook from the scratch again. Let's say we have cookbook, and then now we want to upload it to the hosted chef server, right? So you need to create an account with hosted chef server first of all. Manage.chef.io is the link, okay? Again, sign in here. Sorry. All right, so you need to sign up first of all. I have already account. I signed in. Signing up, it's really simple. Again, give your email address and username, password, and you get an account. That's all you need to do. Okay. First of all, whenever you log into the any chef server, a hosted chef server or a local chef server, you'll as soon as you log in, you'll directly land up into this page. You'll see a window, this one. As soon as you log in, you'll see this window. Okay, so I'll take you from here. All right. So it will ask you to create an organization. Now, what's an organization? Well, in Chef world, organization is like a tenant or kind of a group where you group everything together. Let's say, so I'll take you an example. I'll give you an example. So let's say I am working for a project called Robomatics. Okay, and that project demanded me to do some automation. Right. So, and I have other clients also, okay, XYZ, ABC. I have so many clients, and I use hosted a Chef account. I have an account, okay. So I'm allowed to use the same account for all the project. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an organization called as Robomatics here. Now whatever cookbooks I upload for Robomatics stays with Robomatics organization only. Okay, I mean in this particular, or you say, zone. Okay, all the cookbooks, everything for Robomatics will be isolated from one with the other organization that I create on the same account. So in one account we can have multiple organization, and when you authenticate with Chef server, which we are going to do with Knife tool, that time you get authenticated to this organization. Okay, not like entire Chef account. Okay, what I mean I'll just explain to you in a while. Okay, but understand this for now. Let's say there's a big building apartment, which is, let's say that's our Chef account, and flats, the flats which you take on rent is actually organization. All right, you can think it like that. All right, so I'm gonna give it name as Robomatics. Okay, the name should be unique. So unique. Okay, the name already. Okay, I think I used that name already too much. Okay, let me think something else. Okay, let me think. Micron. I don't know. Organization name Macron. This is also used. I did not use this. Okay, maybe this is not unique across all the Chef accounts. Yeah, I don't know, something came. Okay, Micron win. I don't even know what that means actually. Okay, so create organization. Right, now once you create an organization, we need to upload a cookbook into this organization, and we're gonna use a utility called Knife to do that. But Knife needs something called as starter kit, okay, which contains 2 files, which we'll talk in a while. Just give me a moment. Okay, so just click on your organization, whatever organization that you created, and on the left hand side you'll see an option called starter kit over here. Okay, so if you want to create more organization, you can click on create and create other organization. I'll go to these other options later. Okay, so click on starter kit and say download starter kit. Now it's going to download a zip file. Okay, it downloaded right here. Okay, now I'm going to share my terminal with you. So it gets downloaded in my downloads folder. Right, so okay, let me create a directory first of all somewhere, /temp/learn-chef. Okay, I'm creating a directory, learn-chef in temp directory, and there I'm copying this particular zip file. Okay, let me go to that directory now. Okay, now I told you you can create directory of any name, but we created a directory named chef-repo, right? Let's say I created a directory called chef-repo. Okay, now and I have cookbooks and all those things over there. Now I decided to upload that to a hosted Chef account, which I did not have, and I just created, right? So I'm going to download that starter kit. Okay, bring it over here, and I'm going to unzip it over here. Okay, reason why you need to create Chef directory with chef-repo name is because once you unzip this directory, okay, once you unzip this file, okay, it will have a directory named chef-repo, and inside that we'll have few other files. Okay, that should be get added to this particular directory. Okay, that's why chef-repo name. So let me remove this to show you and understand it much more better. Right, so unzip chef-repo, chef-starter kit, and you see it has a directory named chef-repo, right, and it has other directories named cookbooks and all those things, right. So we are more concerned about this particular directory, .chef. Okay, so this .chef directory should go automatically into chef-repo. That's why I tell you to create the directory with this name. Okay, so always create a directory with name chef-repo and keep all your cookbooks and everything over there. If you want to have a starter kit, okay, to a new organization, or you just created a new organization, you want to add the starter kit over here, you can simply bring it, the zip file over here, unzip it, and it's going to copy it in the proper locations. Okay, so let me go to chef-repo directory. Here, if I do ls-a, there is a hidden directory called .chef, and this is actually the only reason we downloaded the starter kit. Okay, we don't care about other directories like cookbooks directories and other directories, because we can create all those directories by ourselves. Okay, that's not a problem, right? So let me go into this .chef directory. There are two files in this. Okay, one is itali.pem and other is knife.rb. Okay, so I'll open this file knife.rb in vEditor. Okay, so it contains some Ruby content. Okay, I am concerned about few things. Okay, one is going to be the chef server URL. So if you see, the chef server URL is api.chef.io/organization/micronwin. Okay, so that's how our knife. So we're going to use utility called knife to talk to chef server. Okay, so that's how knife knows what chef server I have to go and what organization I have to put the cookbook, or get the cookbook, right? Then it says client key. So any login needs some kind of authentication. So here we are authenticating with key, and the key is itali.pem. Here we have defined it, right? Here it's there in this file, itali.pem, and that .chef directory will contain these two files, right? knife.rb and itali.pem. So we have information where to go and also authentication, how to log in, right? So that's what that .chef directory contained. Sorry, I'm having the brain freeze. All right. .chef directory is for authentication. Knife.rb shows you, where is your chef server, and itali.pem is the authentication key. All right, that's all. That's all it is. There's nothing much. Right. Right. So if you have a local chef server, you're going to log into your local chef server, download the starter kit, and if you see, the URL is going to be different for local chef server. It will be its URL, /organization or whatever organization that you created. All right. All right. Let me come back here. Right. So now hold on a second. Alright, so let me use a tree command. Let me see if you have any cookbooks or anything in this. So in this cookbooks there is a starter cookbook. Okay, it actually is nothing, there's no content. So what we'll do is now we'll download some cookbook. Okay, we created some cookbook yesterday, right? Either you can use the same thing, or I'll show you a place in GitHub. You can go there and you can download some cookbooks from there. Let me go to cookbooks directory first of all. Okay, I'll say git clone. Okay, okay, I'll get the URL from here itself. So I'm going to send this in the document, so hopefully you will see that today. So this is a path of a cookbook, okay, hosted on Git. Right. So if you go to github.com learn-chef, there are so many cookbooks freely available which you can use for practice, or to see how to begin your journey with writing recipes and cookbooks. Okay, that's a great place for the beginners, for chef. Okay, I actually used so many of them so many of these cookbooks initially while I was learning chef. Okay, that time actually the link was different. So this is the link. You can go ahead and there are So we're downloading this learn underscore chef underscore apache 2.git, this particular repository's cookbook. There are so many actually there. You can go and check it yourself. All right. So download some cookbook. All right. So and that's the directory learn chef apache 2. Let's see what it contains. Let's see the recipes. I believe it's the same thing. Yeah, it's the same thing that we created that day. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Now I want to upload that cookbook to the chef server, to my account. Okay. Now I'm going to use Knife. Okay. Knife is a utility, as I told you, which helps us interacting with chef server. Okay. If you want an interaction between workstation and chef server, okay, like uploading a cookbook, downloading a cookbook, executing a cookbook, doing anything with the chef server. So as I said, we don't directly log into chef server and do anything. Okay, we do it through APIs, and Knife uses internally some API. Okay, so Knife is a tool which comes by default with Chef DK package. Okay, so it's going to be there in a workstation. It's not going to be there on the node. Okay, node will not have Knife command, Knife tool. Okay, it will just have chef client. All right. So Knife to be, if you want Knife to be working, you have to be in chef-repo directory, or inside that in any other directory. But Knife needs .chef directory. Okay, it's going to read that .chef directory, knife.rb file, and that authentication key. Okay, so you have to run Knife command from inside chef-repo directory. All right. So I'll say Knife cookbook upload, and I'll give the name of the cookbook. Okay, and that's the command. There are so many commands. We will come to few of the commands. Okay, some of the commands later. So to upload a cookbook, it's a Knife cookbook upload, and
Imran, will this cookbook be under that organization which we created?
Yes, it will go there. We will see that. We can go into that UI and we'll see all those things. Okay, if you want to get some information from regarding cookbook, you can see Knife cookbook list. It will show you a list of the cookbook. Now this Knife command that we are using is only checking your micron win organization. Okay. Now there are other organizations also. Okay, for other organization there are different other starter kits. Okay, this is authenticating us only for our own organization, Micronwin. Okay, yeah, that's a tongue twister actually, that name. At least for me. Okay, cool. We uploaded the cookbook. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to learn a procedure called as bootstrap in chef. Okay, bootstrap is a procedure which adds node to the chef server. Okay, and what are these nodes? These nodes are the same web server, DB server, or whatever server that we want to automate. Okay, we want to do some provisioning, we want to do some automation, right? So in Puppet we have seen we install a Puppet agent, and then we run some command, and then it sends a request, certificate request, and then we sign the certificate request, right? In Chef, it's going to do similar kind of thing, but a different approach. Okay, we will not log in again to the node. We'll ask Chef server that this is your node. Okay, do a bootstrap. So what Chef server will do, it will log into that node. Okay, it will install Chef client, and then it will add it as a node to chef server. Okay, that procedure is called as bootstrap. Okay, I'm going to send you those links and all those things as I've sent you yesterday, but sorry you did not get it. Okay, so I'll make sure today you get everything. So you'll have the link also to read through it. Okay, the bootstrap procedure, what happens really. Okay, in a layman language, bootstrap is a procedure to add node to chef server. Simple. Okay, now we need a node first of all. Okay, so we need to create a node. Let's see, Vagrant in it. I'll create a virtual machine quickly. I'll pick a little bit of memory. I need some juice because I want this operation to be faster. Public interface, bridge, and the IP address from my interface. Okay, migrate up. Okay, so by the time this machine comes up, okay, I'll talk about the bootstrap command. Okay, so let me go into chef-repo. I have to be inside this directory, okay, to run any knife command. Okay, as I told you, bootstrap is a procedure where it adds nodes to the server. So we're going to use a knife command to do bootstrap. Okay, hold on a second. Okay, so knife, well, the command is very long, but I'll send you the link where you have everything. Don't need to write down anything now. It's a knife bootstrap. Okay, is the spelling right? Bootstrap, right? Okay, and we have to give the IP address. Okay, so the machine is not yet up, so I assume it's going to be something in this range. Maybe. Okay, the IP address of the node that you want to bootstrap. Then you need to give --SSH -user, and you have to give the username. So we have a Vagrant machine. It has a default, Vagrant user and Vagrant password. SSH -password in single quotes, right? Vagrant. Okay, we'll say --sudo. Okay, run with sudo's privilege. Vagrant is a normal user, right? So we need to give this, and we'll say --use -sudo -password. Well, this option is used. So whenever you do sudo, sometimes the Linux machine will ask you to enter the sudo password, which is going to be your own password. So for Vagrant user, it does not ask because the setting is there like that. But some of the users are added in sudo's list. Okay, but when they try to run any sudo command, the system will ask them password. Okay, their own password. Okay, so to enter that password, we're using this option -use -sudo -password. Okay, well, for Vagrant user, it's not really necessary, but we're using it. Okay, in case. We need to give this node that we are adding a name. Okay, so let's say -node -name, and we'll say micron1 web1. That's fine. Typo. Micron web1. Okay, that's the name of the node that we're giving. Now this node name is going to be the identification for us and for Chef server. Okay, it's going to identify this with this name now. All right, then we are going to give the policy or the run list that it should execute. Okay, --run -list. Okay, remember when we are running it locally, right, we give --run list. There is no hyphen over here. Okay, that's a chef client command, chef client option, and this is knife command. All right, --run -list, and I'll say execute recipe from learn_chef_apache2. Right, I know, very lengthy command. Yeah, it's like 2 lines more than that. Okay, well, it's easy. Okay, you have to give IP address, username, password. You have to say, give sudo, then you have to note the name, and you have to give the run list. Okay, and adding a node is a one-time procedure. Once you add the node, and then you're done. So bootstrap is first like one-time procedure. Okay, after that you don't need to do bootstrap. All right, Now let me see if the instance is up. Okay, background SSH. Let's see its IP address. So some of the Ubuntu boxes in Vagrant already comes by default with Chef client installed, and that Chef client is of 11.4 some version. I'll show that to you. dpkg-i, sorry, not I, list. Chef. Chef is already installed over here, and it's of a version 11.8.2. whatever. Now, Bootstrap is a procedure which installs Chef client also. Now, if the Chef client is already installed, it's going to skip this procedure and move to adding the run list and executing the run list. Okay. We don't want an older version. There is a problem actually, because we have Chef DK latest version. We have Chef server latest version 12 dot something, and if the Chef client is of older version, okay, there is a mismatch, okay, and there is some problem that comes in while executing the cookbooks. Okay, so always make sure that your Chef DK, right, and Chef client is of the same version, of a similar version. Okay, sometimes it does not support, so you have to upgrade Chef client or you have to degrade your Chef DK. Okay, so I'm gonna remove this apt-get purge Chef, right, because I want the latest version of Chef to be downloaded. It's this Chef-0, remove this also. Okay, alright, now there's a blank node, let's say. Okay, there is no Chef, nothing in this. Okay, so now what Bootstrap procedure will do? Okay, we have not got its IP address. 1.20. Yeah, oh, it's almost there, very near. What's this? Oh, okay, let me enter. Okay, argument error. Oops, sorry, typo. Okay, so initially it said creating new client and creating new node. Now we are running this command again, so it's asking this name already exists, do you want to replace it? I'm saying yes. Alright, so what it's connecting. So what is happening is simply it's doing SSH to that IP address, and it will see if the Chef client is there or not. If it's not there, it's going to download from the internet and install it. And why is it taking such a long time to connect? Okay, connected. Okay, so it connected. Now it's it has checked that there is no Chef client. Okay, it was there, we removed it. Okay, because we wanted the latest one. See, Chef 12.18. Now it's downloading the latest Chef client version. Okay, a Chef client is a required piece of software in all the Chef nodes. Okay, so it's going to download that and install it for us. So it will detect what operating system is it, okay, what version of Chef DK is there, and it will choose the best thing for us. Okay, so it's always best that Bootstrap procedure detects operating system and decides which is the best Chef client version for it. Okay, it's installed Chef client version. Now it's starting Chef client. Alright, it's executing the cookbooks. Yeah, that worked like a charm. Okay, there was no error. Well, that cookbook was already tested, right? Someone created it and tested it. It worked flawlessly, right? So again, let me repeat. Bootstrap is a procedure of adding a node to the Chef server and assigning the policies. Policies, if you hear a word policy in Chef, that means it's talking about the run list. Okay? And you know what run list is. It's just list of cookbooks, right? So now that node is added and cookbooks got executed, now if you not need to, now let's say there is some changes that happened, okay, some new code had changed and you uploaded new things to the Chef, right? Now you want to execute it, okay, you have to come to the node and have to run Chef client. Same like we run Puppet agent -f and verbose, right? And we fetch the latest code. Similarly, in this also, in the node you log in and you have to do Chef client. Okay, it will start Chef client and it will download the latest cookbooks and execute it. Right, everything is up to date. Okay, now let's say okay, let's its website. Let's use curl 192.168.1.20, and this is what we get. Right, this index.html file is deployed. This is the website, content, hello world. Let's say we decided to change it, okay, and we're going to change that. Cookbooks, lunch, chef, recipe, default. Okay, there is a template they are using, so we'll edit the template, right? So not recipes, template, index.html.erb, okay, and let's change the content to hello chef. Okay, save and quit. Okay, now you will think I edited the cookbook and you're going to execute the Chef client now. Well, no, not yet. Once we edit our code, our Chef code, we have to upload it back to Chef server. Remember? Okay. Knife cookbook upload. What is the name? Learn underscore chef underscore Apache 2. So, typo. So you're gonna write your cookbook in workstation, okay, where your Chef DK package installed, right? And then you upload it to the Chef server, and then you execute the Chef client. This is the procedure, okay? Like in Puppet, we directly are logged into the Puppet server. We write our code there itself, and we just pull it from the node. In our Ansible, we write our code, our playbooks, and we push it from Ansible server itself. Okay, but in Chef, you write your code into your workstation, then you upload your code, your cookbooks to Chef server, and then you ask Chef client to download the latest package. That's what we're doing here. Okay, we have edited the change, we made the changes, now we are uploading it. Okay, uploaded one cookbook, right? And if we run Chef client on the node, right, it did some change. All right, so hello world is gone, minus and plus to hello chef. Okay, let's do a curl 2.168.1.20. yeah, you see the website data is changed. All right, so that's how you write recipes, cookbooks. You upload it to Chef server, and Chef client will fetch it for you. Okay. So this procedure is called Bootstrap. Let's go to our Chef server account. Let's see some more things there. Yeah, I'm here. I'm in the so I have a lot of organizations out here. Okay, I need to do some cleaning job, right? So I'll go to nodes. What happened? Where are my nodes? Where is my node? Refresh. Yeah, is that my node? No, this is from different organization. Change the organization. Yep. So I have this node, right, which I added. The node name appears over here, platform. It shows some FQDN, uptime 13 minutes. Okay, and in actions drop down here, you can see you can delete this node, you can reset its key, you can edit its run list. Okay, if let's say I have just one cookbook over here. Okay, in this account I'm gonna upload multiple cookbooks. So if I want to assign some other cookbook, some other policy, I can do that. Okay, which we'll do. Okay, sometime. Edit attributes. So attributes are like variables you have seen in Ansible, vars. So it's similar to that. Okay. Okay. Alright. If you go to okay, yeah. Let me show you this attributes section over here. There's a tab attributes. So like in Ansible, there is gather fact, right? We gather fact with overhead tool. Setup module gets executed, gather facts. Like we have used OS family variables and in Puppet also we have used OS family variable that comes from the fact variables. Okay, so these attributes the chef attributes actually are the same thing. Okay, and you can see it over here clearly, all the attributes, okay, into a variable for this particular node. Okay, so if you want to see memory, that's a little complex. Let's see something else. Session scripts, virtualization network. Yeah, let's see network interfaces. Okay, ETH1. Right. So these are those variables. Okay, key value pair. Similarly, that you see in Ansible setup module and in the Puppet selector, we have used OS family variables similar to those things. Okay, let's click on policies. Okay, this is the policy or the cookbook, right? So this is the cookbook, and we can see the content also of this cookbook. This is the same cookbook that we uploaded it from the workstation. Okay, if you see the recipe, click default.rb. Alright, you can see the content from here. Okay, you cannot edit it. I believe in the paid version there is an option to edit recently, but not sure so much. Okay, I just heard it in some webinar actually. Okay, from some other person, not someone from Chef actually. So there's no option to edit your cookbooks from here. You have to write it in your workstation and upload it to the Chef server. Okay, as far as I know and as far as I did so far, maybe you take some paid version or something. Okay, maybe you'll get an option. I'm not sure about it. Okay, but in any case, you can see your cookbooks, your recipes over here. Right, we have template also. Right, the template also we can see. Okay, or there could be attributes, files. Okay, we'll go to some of them. Okay, later. In administration section, you're gonna have all the organization. Okay, now let's say due to some reason your microwin authentication is not working. Okay, you're organizing your chef-repo, you're using knife command, and your key is corrupted or misplaced or something happened. Okay, now you need to have authentication again. So you have to download that starter kit again for the organization. But what happens is whenever you download this new starter kit, the older one will be reset. Okay, you won't be able to use the older starter kit. Okay, latest one is going to be the only starter kit that you can use for authentication. Alright, so make sure whenever you're downloading the starter kit, okay, that's unique across all your repository. Okay, maybe you'll have multiple people who will be working on the repository, so everyone should have the same starter kit. Okay, it's not like everyone can log in and get their own starter kit. No, okay, it's gonna be just one. You have to download it and share it with your team. Okay, everyone has to use the same starter kit to authenticate to this organization. All right. Well, and let's hold on a second. There's actually so many things. Actually, a few more things. So it's just a minute. Just going through my document with what all I have to cover. Works not now actually. Okay. So there are actually a few more things that you need to know in Chef, which is important one. Actually, there are so many things. Okay, Chef is the most complex configuration management tool, and there are so many features in Chef. Okay, yes, what was that? Okay, so there are so many features in Chef that most of them like some of them you won't even use. I mean, I have used it for like more than 2 years for different clients, like 2.5 years or something like that. And I also did not use all the features of Chef. There are so many features of Chef. Okay, these are the basics that we are learning. Okay, so this is good for the basics. Okay, you should know how to write a recipe, cookbooks, upload it to Chef server, and do Bootstrap. Run the Chef client. Okay, download the latest cookbook. Alright, there are few tools that I'm going to cover tomorrow, not today, because that would be too much for you than today. There's Supermarket, Works, and like that. The attributes. So these three things we're going to cover tomorrow, and then we'll close the Chef. Okay. Well, there are so much more in Chef. Unfortunately, all those things cannot be covered and should not be covered in such a short duration. Actually, these are till today. Whatever we did is really basics of getting you started with Chef. So just follow the document that I'm going to send you. Just go through those links. Okay, just practice all those things. You should know how to write recipes and cookbooks. Even if you don't know in detail, you should know few tools like AWS OpsWorks, which will come in your career. In that you have to write recipes. Okay, just the recipes you have to write, nothing else. All right, so you should know then how to write recipes in such cases. There are some tools where you have to write just the recipes and that's all. You have to not go in such a detail of knife and all those things, organizations and starter kits. You don't need to go into all those things. Okay, but it's good to know if you are doing totally all of an automation through Chef itself, then all those things are important to know. I'm going to cover a few more things tomorrow, and then we will close off Chef. Okay, just by the time just practice today whatever document I send you. Sorry if I don't know for what reason you did not get the document. You should get everything today. So be prepared for tomorrow, because it's going to be more complicated tomorrow. We're going to dig more down, drill down more into this. Okay, so if you practice and if you at least go through it, what it is, it's going to be easier for you to follow. Okay. All right. So that will be all for today. Okay. We'll take rest of this in tomorrow. All right. Do you have any questions? Yeah.
Hi, Imran. I have joined the class late today. Is it possible that I can get a recording for today's class?
Send a mail to the organizer. They'll be able to help you.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Okay, any question? All right, then I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, come prepared. We are going to go into more detail tomorrow. All right. Thank you very much for attending, and again, Happy Republic Day to everyone. Enjoy your day.
Thank you, man.